Hello, good evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Kukumlimli. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Tonight, clock sack strike continues, crippling government services nationwide as talks with government breaks down over delayed conditions of service implementation. We have details as the Trades Union Congress says it cannot support the indefinite strike. Also tonight, a Momo vendor and customer killed in a bloody armed robbery at Fufulso Junction in the Savannah region. 3 others are in critical condition. We have details here on Joy News Prime. Also coming up, government clears 2.6 billion cedis NHIS debt plus full disbursement of 1.5 billion cedis to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund to improve Ghana's healthcare delivery. Remember, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please stay for details. Well, tonight, the strike by members of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana is set to continue tomorrow as government fails to convince the union to call off the industrial action after a high-level meeting ended inconclusively. Clocksack says the strike is in protest of persistent delays in implementing its agreed conditions of service. This is despite a directive from the National Labour Commission ordering the association to suspend the strike and return to negotiations. Across the country, the impact is already being felt, with many unable to access essential government services. Let's go live now to the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, where my colleague Stephen Mensah has been monitoring the meeting. He joins us live with more. Stephen, what can you report?
Well, Faustina, the meeting ended some minutes ago, and from all indication we are getting, the strike is still in full force. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission is expected to come forth with an amicable solution after a review of the request from the Civil and Local Government Staff Association tomorrow. But until then, the strike is still in full force. What we gather from the Civil and Local Government Staff Association will be that this strike action or this industrial action will be a fight for the ordinary Ghanaian, to ensure that their needs are met in every single point in time.
And you've been engaging the executives of Clocksack. What have they been telling you?
Well, for the executives of Clocksack, they've indicated that their consistent industrial action is to ensure that the needs of Ghanaians are met, given that the current living conditions are not too favorable for many of these ordinary Ghanaians and for many of these workers. They are going on this industrial action to ensure that everyone has their needs met. We can listen to Isaac Bampoado, the executive secretary for Clocksack, who says until the government brings forth an amicable resolution or review of their request, they will go on with the strike.
Back to government to consult, and they'll get us back to us tomorrow morning. Well, our expectation is that we get what we want. Of course, yes.
Sure. What will be
our new salary structure?
And what would this new salary structure involve?
It's more money in our pockets.
But don't you have enough more money in your pocket?
You yourself should advise yourself whether you are satisfied with what you are getting. You know, we still want more. Whatever choice we ask for more, we want more.
You want more?
Yes.
Aside the money, what else would you want?
Well, as of now, we are focused on what? Our new salary structure. That's our focus. Yeah. And
if government is failed to heed to what you want?
Well, our people have spoken. It's not me per se. It's the National Executive Council of Clocksack that has spoken. So they have to take the next decision, not me.
Meanwhile, the Trades Union Congress says it is unsure why Clocksack is on strike. The Secretary General of TUC, Joshua Ansah, says they were not informed about the industrial action. He spoke to my colleague Rafiq Salam.
No worker will just wake up one day and say, I'm going on strike without any reason. If a worker says he's on strike, then there's something chasing that worker from somewhere. They will need a solution.
So preliminary, you are coming from a TUC?
I'm coming from the TUC, the umbrella body. And I think that I want to tell all workers that it's not as easy and as joyous as people feel. But I think that with resilience and dedication to work, we will overcome all the challenges, if not all.
So this current strike you supported?
Which one?
The current strike by blocks that you supported?
I cannot confirm supporting or not supporting because I've not even gotten the details of the reasons why they are on strike. I will have to liaise with their leadership, and if need be for us to support, we will. Because if you touch one worker, you have touched all workers.
While the industrial action is beginning to bite hard across the country, in the Ashanti region, offices are closed. At the municipalities, there are immediate disruptions, including the halt of processes of permits, licenses, and related administrative staff.
Deep effect in the Ashanti region. The ministries we have visited, the municipal assemblies that we have visited are all in line with the strike action, and they are effectively complying to the directive of this red adornments we were met with at the entrance is indicative of the fact that the assembly and the staff members here have joined the strike action. Not just the red adornments, but also offices have been closed. Earlier in the morning when we came, we tried accessing some of the offices, but they were closed, and we were told that none of the services that the offices provide are not going to be provided. So they are here, but they are not attending to persons who have come to seek services. You can see the registry office has been closed. There are several other offices here. The reception is where you come before you are able to access any other office. Is opened, but no one is there to attend to you. Important offices, even such as the registry office, birth and death registry office, have also been closed down. So I will just speak to one of the persons I've met here. I met you when I spoke to you. You indicated that no service is being provided. In fact, I even saw you speaking to a woman, telling the woman that there's no way she would access any service today. Tell us, how effective has the strike been in Oforikrom?
Meka Asante and I Kasana. Say last week in our Monday, the platform said there was strike because of condition of service. Until by on say they read the Abubo Yinano, Quani Yinano, until national and your Fufulso Municipal Assembly.
Ken, what he's saying is that the Fufulso is also observing the strike action, and it's no different from what we have seen in other municipalities. In fact, earlier when we were at the Asokwa municipality, the place was deserted. In fact, there was no staff was around. We didn't even see the receptionist.
Normal day in Asokwa Municipal Assembly, if you come, you will see a lot of people coming in and going up and down. But looking at the situation now, it's just everything is standstill. So no one in the office. Right now I'm talking to you. Like I was saying, maybe one of two of them, Thursday when we were going home, they may forget to, let's say, arrange their fast. And they came in to arrange the fast and go home. Even some of them have come in early dawn and they left.
Now to the Savannah region, where 2 people have been killed in a bloody armed robbery at Fufulso Junction in the region. 3 others are in critical condition after the attack on a mobile money vendor on Sunday night. The assailants reportedly opened fire while the vendor attended to a customer, leaving the community shaken. Let's go live to the region now and speak to a correspondent there, our Doom News reporter, Rebecca Natoma. For more on this, Rebecca, we appreciate your time. What exactly transpired? Rebecca, you have to unmute for me to hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear now.
Okay. So as we speak now, the situation, there is still tension in Fufulso as we speak now. For now, 2 people are dead and we have other 3 members who are still receiving treatment at the Central Gonja Government Hospital in Bupe. But the unfortunate incident now is that residents are now fleeing the community due to fear. And because the place is a junction, people run their businesses, those who sell water by the street, hawkers are all over. And the unfortunate incident which happened last night have made these hawkers not to appear by the roadside to sell their things. So as we speak now, there is heavy security in the area, and the Savannah Regional Minister is assuring residents that very soon, any person who will be caught will be booked. And we have other Fulani residents who are also fleeing the community due to fear to be attacked. Because since last night, some youths went to some other Fulani settled communities to attack them. Houses have been burned, properties have been destroyed, because the angry youth believe that the other person or a client who came to withdraw money from the mobile money vendor that was shot was not supposed to be shot. But unfortunately, from Larebanga heading towards Tamale, he decided to make a stop at Fufulso Junction to withdraw money, where he was also shot and he also passed on. And the 3 others who were also hawkers, due to the indiscriminate shooting, they also have some gun wounds on them, and that was why they were rushed in. So the Savannah Regional Minister, Salisu Biarobe Esquire, has assured residents of Savannah region that very soon security is going to be tight. And he has also assured some mobile money vendors to be extra careful, most especially when they have a period they are supposed to operate and a period they are supposed to close.
And then, do you know if there has been any arrests so far?
So far, there has not been any arrest in the area, but there is still tension in the community. So we are just waiting to see the outcome of the Savannah Regional Security Council, and the Central Gonja DISEC will also be meeting over this particular incident, because as we speak now, nobody is willing to come out to render service to others, most especially the mobile money vendors around that area. So we are just waiting for the outcome of the security meeting that will come on tomorrow by the grace of God in Tamale, which will be led by the Savannah Regional Minister.
Okay, thankfully we have the Savannah Regional Minister with us, Salisu Biarobe. We appreciate your time here on Joy News Prime. He joins us on phone. So far, based on your briefing, our reporter tells us that no arrest has been made so far. Do you know if that's the case?
Yes, as we speak, the security services have taken control of the grounds, and they are invariably deploying to other areas to monitor the distraction that angered people are causing to suspected Fulanis, by virtue of the fact that the people who committed the heinous crime are suspected to be Fulanis. And for that matter, the anger was visited on innocent Fulani residents around. About 11 of their houses had been destroyed, and many of them have run for cover. Majority of them are currently living in the Fulani Chief's compound in Yapi. And we've visited them. Adequate measures are being put in place to get temporal support to them in the nature of feeding. But be as it is, the security services are yet to arrest the perpetrators. It is quite unfortunate.
And what steps are you taking immediately? What steps are you taking immediately to ensure the safety of residents? We heard from our reporter on the ground tell us that some of them are fleeing for fear of attacks.
Yes, we have deployed adequate security on the ground. Thankfully, we had some reinforcement of security men from Accra. Some of them were due to be assigned to the Bungiri corridor, and the regional police commander have taken some of the men and stationed them so that with the requisite support. But we are drawing snap
Mr. Salisu, we seem to be losing you. You may have to position rightly and just complete that question for me. And I wanted to find out, we're told you have a RegSec meeting tomorrow. What time would it be and what are the key issues you'll be discussing?
But it's to assess the situation in the entire region. 3 days ago, we had a RegSec meeting. We took certain steps and certain decisions were made in respect of the Bringiri and then that of the Pompiayiri area and then that of Puri areas. But this which happened was that it was not affected, but the effect happened and we have repeated our to be able to film of
Oh dear, we seem to be losing you, Mr. Salisu, but we appreciate your time. Point well noted here on Joy News Prime. Away from that, but still on security, police in the northern region say they are tightening the net on crime. 4 suspects have been arrested over a robbery in Kwatinga and the Karaga district. 19 others are in custody for drug-related offences, while 1 more suspect is being hunted in connection with a murder. Martina Bugri reports from Tamale.
The northern region had been grappling with a surge in crime, including robbery and drug dealing, prompting concerns about safety. Stakeholders appealed to the Inspector General of Police for assistance, leading to the deployment of the IDP Special Operations Team known as the Bag Maria, which achieved significant results upon their arrival. However, their efforts were cut short amidst allegations of political interference. After their exit, the Northern Regional Police Command assured the residents of its commitment to ensure safety of the people. Following this assurance, the Police Command held a press conference this morning. Addressing the media, the Northern Regional Police Commander DCOP Wisdom Lavoy said they had made some significant arrests in the last 2 days.
Number 1, robbery incident near Kwatinga. After careful investigations, 2 of the suspects were arrested on 26th of February 2026 by CID men from the regional CID.
He said the police had also foiled a robbery attack in Tampion.
At about 22:27 hours on the same day, 6th of March, 4 police officers from Gushegu District Command who were conveying an accident victim to Tamale Teaching Hospital received information from motorists and residents about an ongoing robbery attack on the road. Upon seeing the police vehicle, the robbers opened fire onto the police officers, who returned fire. In the process, 1 suspected robber, identified later as Mahamadu Fuseni, aged 30 years, who was armed with a single-barrel gun, was shot.
DCOP Lavoy added that a manhunt is underway for Chokuna, a suspect in the Nanton murder case, adding that security has been strengthened in the area.
The incident occurred shortly after the Independence Day celebrations at the Nanton School Park. At about 12:10 hours, suspect Shekona Mohammed allegedly returned to the scene and fired a pistol into a group of people seated opposite. As a result, Amadou Mohammed Ibn Shamut, aged 35 years, died.
Away from that, traffic is worsening on the Accra-Tema motorway as expansion work starts at the Tetekwashi interchange. Commuters are pleading with the Highway Authority to finish the project sooner than the scheduled 5 months. The upgrade, including a new bridge, will turn the corridor into a 10-lane highway to ease the gridlock experienced during rush hours. My colleague Adobe Asare visited the site and filed this report.
The Accra-Tema Highway, a lifeline for thousands of commuters daily, has turned into a nightmare. The ongoing expansion project, adding 6 lanes to the existing 4, is causing chaos with peak hour queues stretching far and wide. While the project's long-term benefits are clear, the short-term pain is real. Gridlock. Project manager for the project, Engineer Ben Saki, warns the construction will take about 5 months.
Instead of the 4 lanes using one side, and we've turned it into 2 lane. Currently, the work we are coming to do on the launching of the beams to create the 3 ball rows on each side, it's going to take us for the next 4 to 5 months.
To ease the squeeze, police officers will be deployed to manage traffic flow. Chief Superintendent Alexander Kweko-Obeng is Director of Research and Training at the department.
Traffic police officers have been deployed by the Ghana Police Service to deploy 3 shifts of traffic officers from morning to mid-morning, from last dawn to mid-morning, and mid-morning to mid-afternoon, and then mid-afternoon to late rush hour.
Commuters are feeling the pinch, adjusting routines and exploring alternative routes.
The work have to go on faster and faster so that to ease traffic and all those things. So
they've given us 4 to 5 months. So what will you personally be doing to make sure you are not caught up in this?
I have to leave very early, right? But sometimes you might not know what might happen to my work, right?
Traffic in no day from Kasoba Krano. More than 4 hours.
But you are riding. Does it affect you that much?
Yes, sometimes, because if there's no traffic, I can move fast. But if there's traffic, I can't. Well, for me, I have to at least set off early to avoid the traffic.
The expansion is expected to significantly improve traffic flow once completed. But until then, motorists using the Accra-Tema Highway may need patience and a bit more time on the road. Adobe Asari for Joy News.
You're still watching Joy News from. We'll be back after this quick term. Please stay with us. Other stories now. 8 people have died from monkeypox in Ghana, with the Greater Accra and Western region the hardest hit. Cases are rising fast, spreading across more than 120 districts nationwide. Responding to questions in Parliament, the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta-Kando, says urgent action is underway to stop the outbreak. There's more in the following report.
Addressing members of Parliament, Health Minister Kwabena Minta-Kando revealed the current scale of the monkeypox outbreak. He said since the fresh outbreak began in May 2025, Ghana has recorded over 1,000 confirmed cases and 8 deaths.
Ghana has recorded 1,038 confirmed cases and 8 deaths, largely among persons with underlying health conditions. 124 districts across all regions, representing 47.51%, have reported confirmed cases, with the Greater Accra and Western regions being the most affected. There's currently 1 case on admission with no critical cases. The response is being implemented through strengthened coordination and emergency operations, intensified surveillance and contact tracing with 21-day follow-up, and sustained laboratory testing at the National Public Health Reference Laboratory.
Mr. Kando explained that the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Ghana Health Service and partners, has activated a coordinated multi-sectoral response to protect public health and interrupt disease transmission.
Government has further ensured that medical bills relating to the patient care during this outbreak are covered by the states, so that no cost is passed on to the affected persons. Mr. Speaker, these interventions are yielding results. Although sporadic cases have been recorded over the past 2 months, the overall trend shows a significant decline following the introduction of vaccination. Average weekly cases have reduced from 28 cases per week to 7 cases per week.
The minister also emphasized vaccination efforts, particularly in the hardest hit regions, as a key measure to contain the spread. Authorities continue to monitor the situation closely, urging communities to report symptoms early.
While still in Parliament, the Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta-Kando, says that government has paid a total of 2.6 billion Ghana cedis to the National Health Insurance Scheme in 2025. The amount is to settle debt and claims raised by service providers. He made this revelation while answering questions on the floor of Parliament. James Aveji once again with a wrap of proceedings.
Parliament this Monday has generally been about statements from MPs as well as questions filed in the name of MPs for which ministers have been appearing to answer. First was the Minister for Health, Kwabena Mintah Kando, who's been providing some updates in terms of claims and arrears payments under the National Health Insurance Scheme. The minister indicated that a total of 2.6 billion Ghana cedis were paid in 2025 to these claims and debt. As he says, some 1.5 billion Ghana cedis was also allocated to the Mahama Care Initiative to improve healthcare delivery.
As far as I know, all claims that have been submitted to the National Health Insurance Authority without issues have been settled.
Is it for the payment that you made for that particular year only, or it is for the entire period up to the end of 2025 financial year?
It included the arrears we came to meet. Mr. Speaker, per the 2025 National Health Insurance formula, there was a clear allocation of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to Mahama Cares, and that was what was released to them for the 2025 fiscal year.
Following up on the minister's assurance of government funding, especially to malaria vaccination across the country, the MP for Eutu Senya says government must increase the local funding, especially in the face of global funding cut to health across countries.
The Minister of Finance should make provision for the Ministry of Health so that the vaccines that are expected in the country do not come down. Maybe initially, if you were getting about 200 boxes example of vaccines, it shouldn't go down to 100 or 50 because of the donor support system that had been cancelled.
The MP for Bumpurugu, as well as Executive Director for the Data Protection Commission, have also been in Parliament, and they are cautioning Ghanaians against the spreading of personal data, especially through social media.
With the rise of digital channels such as social media, and also even some of the digital, our digital footprint we leave behind, it's become even more important for us to protect our personal data. We have to be cautious about what we put out there. We have to be cautious about who we put out, because basically anything you put out today, once it goes out, it becomes very difficult for you to be able to get it out. And so it's really important for us to be guided.
The House, at the end of sitting, has not been able to do a third reading and consideration of the Legal Education Reform Bill, which was earlier advertised in the order paper. But hopefully they will bring that and others if the Business Committee deems it fit to bring to the floor on Tuesday for consideration. From Parliament House here in Accra, I am James Savaji for Joy News.
Away from Parliament, as rainfall patterns grow heavier and more unpredictable across southern Ghana, commercial drivers who ply the Kaswa Tollbooth Road say every downpour now turns that stretch into a debt trap. Flood waters regularly submerge large sections of the road, forcing vehicles to crawl through waterlogged portions while hiding potholes beneath the surface, and that damaged their engine, according to them. For many who depend on this corridor daily, the rainy season has become a season of anxiety. There's more in today's episode of Climate Evidence.
Yes. Every dark cloud carries a quiet warning. Last year, as floodwaters gathered near Atala Junction at the Old Barrier, he tried to cross, hoping to beat the rising current.
One day, me park my car, I say, and I park the office. Oh, your office no, and I park the me park no, and I'm just no that time pensioning munayo, and I'm just cause I dey cheaper. My fat mechanic no, I don't have mammy. Me offer na mu senso no, I start here to me buy no. Me car not 10 abedi roadside say. And obi di ni car, sanaju no obi di ni car be bomb me bumper ni them things na headlight everything. In there to tree. So, and a different thing. Can you see if you almost be 6 months and son of me Bobby San?
Drivers say the real danger lies beneath the surface. Floodwaters conceal deep potholes carved into the weakened road.
Yeah, to me, because station in yere, a high na yere, over to me, and sober to me down 50, because to me paki can know higher and yejuma.
According to the Ghana Hydrological Authority, while climate change is increasing rainfall intensity, unregulated urban development is compounding the problem. According to NATMO, extreme rainfall events are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change, placing pressure on drainage systems built decades ago for milder conditions. Officials warn that without climate-resilient upgrades, flooding along this corridor will worsen in the coming years.
The bonding that holds the particles of the hill together are weakened by the human activity. So anytime there's rainfall, it serves as a lubricant. It lubricates the particles, and then they slide onto the road and block the road.
The Ghana Hydrological Authority is calling for the adoption of a national rainwater harvesting policy.
As a nation, I believe it's about time for flood mitigation measures. We need to put in rain harvesting policy that will help as a nation, and that will also be added to the planning committees of the local assemblies.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
Well, let's head now to the northern region, where in many communities across northern Ghana, portable water is a luxury. One of such places is Bupe, where residents struggle for muddy, milky water from dams they share with cattle. Health workers report rising cases of severe typhoid and other waterborne diseases, some ending in death. Here are excerpts of our latest documentary, Thirst in the North, produced by my colleague Nana Boachiado.
In Bupe, the search for water is a daily gamble. Mary Jagba, a mother of two, walks several kilometers towards the overflowing banks of the White Volta. She carries the weight of this yellow basin along with a deep sense of frustration. This is where she fetches water, milky, unsafe and full of risk. She uses it to cook, bathe her children, and the entire family drinks this water. Mary and her family have been to the clinic too many times. Diarrhea, skin rashes, stomach pain. She knows the water is hurting her family, but there is no alternative.
I see people coming in with even more complicated issues like typhoid fever. And because we don't have good enough our immune systems for a lot of people living in these communities, it's pretty low because they are not getting the fortified diet as has been advised. So any small infection builds muscle to affect them worse than, let's say, if somebody with a good immunity drank the same amount of water. So because of that, they come and we find people dying from something that could be preventable.
The people here are known for their warmth and generosity. But today, even visitors like me are not offered the usual food or drink. There's simply not enough water to share. And when there is, it is often unsafe to give in good faith.
He said, having arrived at his palace, the wives should have prepared breakfast for us, but there's no water. So how do they prepare the breakfast?
Well, let's head now to the Upper East region, where farmers in the Kasina Nankana municipality of the Upper East region are grappling with impending post-harvest losses as rice glut and the sharp drop in pepper prices threaten their livelihoods. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is calling on government to intervene by fulfilling its promise of purchasing locally produced food to supply senior high schools across the country. Upper East Regional Correspondent Albert Soro reports.
Large quantities of harvested paddy rice have remained unsold for months here in the Kasna-Nankana municipality, forcing farmers to store thousands of bags in warehouses and even in open spaces due to a lack of ready markets. The situation has left many farmers worried about potential spoilage and financial losses.
This rice was produced in the rainy season. I have another warehouse which last season the rice is lying there, and this year we came and added, and then we brought the surplus here. So in all, I can talk about 5,000 bags sitting there. No market. We who have warehouse have some place to keep, but those people who doesn't have warehouse, they have to keep them outside. When I give you some video of some people's rice where they have left it for animals to chop, you will sympathize with us. Paddy price of this is 250. So one of these bags is 250 cedis. And you not even get somebody to even ask for, not even to buy one. All that farm we went and did over there, please, they have not even buy a single bag.
Well, it's time now for Showbiz, and Becky Bex is in the studio. Hi, Becky.
Hello to you, Fosti. How you doing?
I'm good. Had a great weekend, I must say.
It was you had a great weekend.
Yes, please.
Ghana had a great weekend. The music industry had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Even though I wasn't in London, I wasn't in Hull, I wasn't at the National Theatre. I do know that you're expecting everything that has happened at the weekend. And so here you go. We have everything that you need to know in the world of entertainment happening live, colored here on Joy News.
Nobody does it like you, Becky. I love your reports.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my God, you love my report.
Becky, let's go.
No, but let's congratulate all our musicians doing the Lord's work out there. It was a proud moment for me, I don't know about everybody else, because we've dreamt about this whole, thing when this whole industry started.
Okay.
And I am so proud that all of them are doing the Lord's work. Oh yeah, all of them are doing the Lord's work. And we're grateful that they gave us opportunity to tell their stories, and we also here are so proud to be telling the stories, the good things that they are doing. Please log on to myjoyonline.com because we have to go. Tomorrow we'll be back to give you even more thrilling content here on Joy News Prime.
Looking forward to another beautiful report. Bye.
Okay. Special.